Go up about 2 inches because there's a cable on them.
I got him up a little bit. Oh, goodness.
But I forgot to tell you something. If Joseph Smith had gold plates and he said they were that size, they would have weighed 200 pounds. What you just lifted was 80, which means I would have to double the stack and add another half a stack. And then according to the story, I got to carry them 3 miles and fight off 3 attackers without ruining the plates.
That's crazy.
That is crazy. You're right. Okay. This is only 80 pounds. If the plates were made of gold, do you believe the plates were made of gold? Because that's what the angel said, right? Plates of gold. If these were made of gold, you would have to double that stack and add another half a stack. Because gold plates that size would weigh 200 pounds.
He was pretty strong.
Oh, come on now, come on. Convince me of this. Don't walk away. Come and tell me. How could anybody carry that kind of weight under their arm? Nobody could.
I have that I've found
What
over
evidence?
the years. I've got family, okay?
Okay, fine. All right, nice talking to you. Put your feet underneath. There you go. Bend your legs, straighten your back, and lift straight up. There you go. It only comes up a couple inches. You did good, though. You did good. You want to try it?
Can you imagine hauling that around? You try it, Dave.
Is this how heavy they were?
Yeah.
No, it's not, actually.
Heavier?
They were, you would have to add another stack and another half a stack.
Darn it, I can't do that.
See, this is the problem I'm having when the missionaries come to my house and they want me to believe this story. I'm having a real difficult time believing that.
This around. Oh my gosh! Strapping young man, though. Worked
But
on a
200,
farm.
but 200 pounds, that's impossible. It's physically impossible. Not even Arnold Schwarzenegger on his best day could do that.
Could lift it up?
You cannot carry 200 pounds under your arm. Even if you weighed 200 pounds, nobody could do that. And plus he had to carry him for 3 miles. That's like from here, halfway to the McDonald's in Ephraim. And at 3 times, different men tried to attack him to steal the plates. He fights off those attackers, all without dropping the plates, and at times running at the top of his speed away from the attackers who are trying to steal the plates with a limp.
Are those thin, though? Because they said they were paper thin.
They were, he said, the thickness of common tin. This is 23 gauge. Yep, so it's about the same thickness.
Dang, you could not lift that.
Colt could. That'd be
Yeah.
See, that's why I'm having a problem with the story, guys, because you're going to watch the pageant tonight? Are you going to watch the pageant?
Yeah.
You're going to see a scene in the pageant where the character Mormon hands the plates to Moroni, and he's going to hand them off like a football.
I lift up one side.
Well, you just tried, and you know that that's not really telling the truth, because
I also
you
don't
can't.
know how Moses spread apart a sea either, so.
Well, that was a miracle.
Well,
But here's the problem. Here's the problem. Well, that's what I hear, except that Mormon apologists, Mormon defenders of the faith, don't believe there was a miracle involved in this. In fact, they've tried to get the weight of the plates. They say that the plates were probably not made of gold, but rather an alloy called tembaga, which is part copper and gold, but it has to be at least 33% gold. And so they believe that the plates were made of tembaga, which would make them lighter. Now, why would they want to get the plates lighter if it was a miracle?
oh yeah, but they made them 1,000 years before that. I mean,
how does that matter? I mean, a
because-
pound is a pound.
But when in the Book of Mormon, that was the record of their people, and they had to carry
Correct.
from place to place. So they would have
Correct.
made it as light as they could.
But they
And
were
then-
made of gold.
And then Joseph Smith found it hundreds of years later.
Well, he was given to them from Moroni,
Yeah.
who had the stack that was this size, because this is the size Joseph Smith said.
There's not such great detail. I mean, it's just him saying they were a normal tin thing, but it wasn't like he spent pages describing how big they were and how small they were.
Well, no, he just said that they were 6 inches by 8 inches
Yeah,
by 6 inches
exactly.
thickness,
So-
and that's a number that the church uses.
Yeah.
But if they
wonder
were-
what kind of material they had back then. It's not
Well,
exactly
the angel said they were gold,
Lifted it up like this.
gold what?
and Moroni was the one who
Is it
buried
just
him, right?
gold color? I mean,
Well,
they don't go
okay.
into detail enough.
Okay, if they were just gold color, what was the metal then? Because you have to have a metal that will withstand being buried in the ground for hundreds of years,
Well, it was
and
in
there's
a
really
stone
only
box.
2 metals that could do
It was
that.
in a box.
Stone.
A stone box,
Yeah.
right? But it wouldn't be hermetically sealed.
Yeah, no.
know,
But
so-
I mean, if the Lord wanted something to be preserved, it could be.
That's where I'm wanting to hear. I want to be convinced of that, because when I read the story as it's told to Latter-day Saints in the manuals, what I just recounted is exactly how it's told in the manuals.
Yeah.
And they don't talk about a miracle. They don't talk about anything like that. They don't say that.
The Lord appeared to the whole thing's a miracle, miraculous. I mean, it's not like.
What do you mean the Lord?
I mean, Joseph Smith had a vision, so I mean the whole.
You want to talk about that? Because what if I could prove to you that he didn't?
There's no proof. It's based on faith.
No, there is proof.
I have to pray about it, and I get my own answer.
Well, here's the proof. Here's the proof. Joseph Smith describes a revival, right? He describes a revival. He gives enough details that we know what revival he's talking about. The revival he describes took place in 1824, not 1820. So when you hear the pageant tonight, it's going to say that he had this vision in 1820. That's impossible. It could not have happened in 1820. The revival he describes took place in 1824.
So a church that's been around for 200 years and is triple, quadruple is probably not about the fact.
And is actually hemorrhaging in its membership right now. It really is. The Mormon Church knows this. They're having some serious problems retaining members.